Okay, so this is a screencast about Backbone.js and Ruby on Rails. So I'm going to catch you up to where I am. What I've done is I have added the jQuery Rails gem so that I can replace prototype with jQuery. I have scaffolded a dog model, and I have added in the dogs.js file. So I've already built the Backbone application. I'm just going to kind of walk you through it, and I've got it kind of working, and I'm going to kind of show you what it looked like before and then show you what it looks like using it. Okay, so these are the steps I walk through. I'm using 192 with RVM. I've got an app called Backbone Demo. You can see there. And then you can see I did a bundle install, did my jQuery install, and then I did my scaffold of a dog who has a name and an age, and then did my RakeDB migrate. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Kind of catch up if you would like to. Okay. This is my gem file. Dogs controller. This is the generic scaffolded dogs controller. So what we're going to do, because Backbone likes to see stuff in the format of JSON, I'm going to swap out XML for JSON here. So we'll just do a replace all. You can see now it says JSON. Okay, save that. So a little gotcha here, and this is one of the big gotchas with using Backbone with Rails, is that Backbone likes to see things without nested attributes. So you're going to tell Rails in an initializer. So I've got this initializer that I've named backbone.rb under my config, telling it to not include the root in the JSON response. Okay. So now, for the purpose of this, let's just kind of show you what it looks like. This is just a regular old Rails app with one scaffolded model. And you can kind of see here, let's create a new dog. Stella is 3. Create the dog. Great, that works. Okay. Yep. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to change this index file. I'm really not adding in much at all, really. I'll show you what I've added in here. So this section is not changed. That's not new. That's what it looked like before. So what I've added in is the form partial, and I've created a div with ID of dogs app, which wraps all of that. And then I've added this piece in here, which is listing via Backbone. So all that is a table with a header row. And then down here, so this is closing the div for dogs app. Here is the template for the ICANN-has templating. And you can see here I'm adding in a row with cell name and age. Okay, and this is type HTML. So we'll go here and refresh, and did not like that because I have not added in the ability to add a new dog. Okay. All right, that should fix that. Okay, so you can see here, this is the form from the form partial. And so this would work without Backbone. This would just allow you to create a new dog from the index page. Before we do that, let's kind of walk through the dogs.js file. This should be pretty quickly. Okay, so Backbone has models, views, collections. Sorry if you can hear the sirens in the background. I'm in Baltimore for RailsConf. Got the return for the URL will be dogs plus the ID of that dog, if it exists, and if not, just the dog's index. Defaults, don't worry about that. I haven't really used that much yet. This doesn't save this default to the model yet. Haven't gotten that piece to work yet, just yet. Okay, so this is a very simple dogs collection. You always use collections with models in Backbone. This tells it what the model is for the collection, and then this is how you initialize it, so or create it. So then you have your view. Okay, so this is your view of the template is what this is. So this has a tag name of table row. So you saw in the template that it was 2 cells with name and age, and so those are going to be added into the tag name table row. Okay, and so when the view is created, or when a new one is created, it renders the dog object as a JSON object, and that is inserted into the dog template. This is the ID of that script tag. See that here? Dog template. That's how ICANN does it. Okay, and that's inserted into the HTML. Okay, so the application view, and this is the main application view for the dogs.js or for the Backbone app. You have your root element, which is the dogs app, and so that is this div that wraps everything. Okay, so close there, open there. Okay, div dogs app. This is binding to events. So on the submit event on the form with ID of new dog, we're going to call the create dog function, which is something that we've created down here. Okay, let's first walk through on the initialization of the app. It binds the add one and add all functions to this, and then on an add event, a refresh event, or an all event, so any event, these are bound to the dogs collection. Okay, so if something is added to the dogs collection, then the add one function is called. So forth. Dogs.fetch fetches a Backbone method to get the model from the server, to get the model attributes. Okay, we can see what add one does here. Add one creates the view variable, which creates a new dog view, which we had created above, and passes it the model and the dog as the attribute for the model. So then this will append the row to the dog table, which is the Backbone table that we added in here. So table ID dog table. And it will append that row, which is created by the ICANN has template. Okay. So when the submit event occurs, it calls create dog. We've got the E here for the event. So the event prevent default is a JavaScript method to prevent the normal course of events, essentially. So this prevents the form from submitting normally, and then we're going to go get the attributes from the form, and so that goes up here and calls this function. You can see it returns an object of this form with the name new dog form, and so this is how Rails creates, or it has this is the name attribute for that input. So we can we'll look at that real quick. So let's inspect that. Okay, you can see name is equal to dog, and then square brackets name. Okay. Same with age, and then once we've got the parameters, we will create that dog. We'll add it. We'll create on the dogs collection. What that does is it's a convenience method from Backbone that saves it to the model, and then it will also add it to the collection. Okay, and this is where we start the Backbone app. Okay, so let's go in here and refresh just to be safe. So let's add Stella again. And so now when I click create dog, it should dynamically add Stella right here. There she is. And then if I refresh the page, then you see displayed with Rails. And all this stuff should work as normal. Stella R. Okay, and there we go. Updates it all. We can add another one. Max 6. There you go. And refresh, and you see it there. And one more thing to show you before I finish is the files that were used here. Used Backbone, icon has for templating, JSON2 for JSON, and underscore, which is the dependency of Backbone. And here is where they were included. jQuery UJS is the new replacement for Rails.js if you use the jQuery Rails gem. And there you see. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any criticism or any suggestions and anything I could do to improve this, make things a little bit svelter, please let me know. All right. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys this week. Have a good one.